Hi friends, it's Ashley from Ashley's Paper Heart and welcome. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you're here, and if you're returning, thank you for coming back, and let's do another Mail Art Monday video. Today I thought we could decorate some envelopes together. I think in this video I'm going to be decorating 5 envelopes. I filmed this before I went on vacation, so I was trying to jog my memory of what I did exactly. If you're new to my Mail Art Monday videos, especially the ones where I do decorating of the envelopes, I typically will decorate a bunch at once, so anywhere between 3 and 5, just so that I can have them on hand when I am ready to write letters and send them out. I like having a lot of the, I don't know, like the pen pal folders and the envelopes and like washi samples and stuff already ready to go, so that it just makes it easier. All I have to do is write the letter. So I am so pleased with myself because before we left for the mountains, I was able to get all of my pen pal letters answered, which is quite a feat for me. Usually I will have at any given time a backlog of, 3 to maybe more letters at a time. I try really hard to write as quickly as possible, but you get busy, life goes on, and sometimes it may take me a couple of weeks to respond to a letter. I've also, in the last couple of months, tried to kind of set specific days that I'm going to be answering letters. In the beginning of my pen pal journey, I would write letters almost every day, and then I was starting to feel pretty burned out. So now I am only writing letters 2 days a week, and usually I can get 3 or 4 letters done on those 2 days. Obviously, I'm not sitting down and writing letters all day, but that's kind of when I allow myself the time to do the actual writing, and it seems to work out pretty well. It keeps me from feeling burned out, and it keeps me excited about writing, which I think is the important part at the end of the day. Now, I do the crafting and the pen pal folders, the envelopes and stuff. I do that all throughout the week because that kind of thing doesn't necessarily feel like makes me feel burned out or anything. So I'm happy to do that and kind of squeeze that in between any journaling or anything else that I'm doing. So for these specific envelopes, I'm kind of falling back into my old style. I'm doing a lot of vintagey style whatnot on these. One of the envelopes I am trying a little bit of a different layout, something that I'm not completely super comfortable with, but I do want to try to push myself out of my comfort zone. I think that's important, honestly, for all of us. That's how we grow. So I also have been really trying to use up my scrap box. I swear, I can never ever get down to the bottom. It doesn't matter how many scrap busting kind of projects that I do. It just seems like the box is always full. It always grows, and yeah, I guess that kind of makes me a paper hoarder. So on this one, I started using some of the tissue paper that I had received in an order. That's something else. I know I've said this in other videos, but I really enjoy recycling packaging, especially nice tissue paper or things that have nice texture to them. Just so that it doesn't end up in the landfill, or at least not in the landfill immediately. Who knows, maybe the envelopes end up in the landfill, but you know what I mean. So here's a question for you guys. What do you do with the letters once you receive them? Like letters, envelopes, pen pal folders. Ugh, can't talk. I have been putting mine in assorted photo boxes and shoe boxes, kind of trying to keep a lot of the letters from the person, keeping them all together. If it's something like a short note or shorter letter that didn't have any super important information in it, I might go ahead and toss it. But I do try to keep a lot of the letters just so that I can look back and try hard not to repeat myself or repeat questions that I know that the person has already answered. I'm sure that's not the most efficient way of doing things. Part of me thinks that maybe I could photograph the letters or scan them in or something so that I can have it more as a digital footprint as opposed to like a physical footprint in my home. So I am really excited to start getting back into catching up on letters because I did get a few while we were gone, and to get some of these envelopes sent out. I picked up quite a few postcards for pen pals while we were in Mammoth, and I'm really excited to send those out. They had some really beautiful ones of the different like landmarks with like the vector graphic style that I really enjoy. When I do digital art, my digital art tends to do more of like the vector graphics style. That's just what I feel comfortable with and what I learned and whatnot. But yeah, I'm excited to really to send those out and kind of share a little bit of my experience with my pen friends. So this one, I started adding a bunch of like random stickers to it to kind of frame the main like portrait sticker that I put down. I'm not sure if the stickers like actually really went with it, but I feel like I don't know. It's eclectic. That's what I'm going to call it, and that's what we're going to stick with. And of course, I'm adding washi last, which I always do. Um, so yeah, that's the end of that envelope. So for this next one, I was trying to do something a little bit different. I don't know if it's successful or not. Um, when I look back on it, I think it's okay. It wasn't exactly what I was going for, but I wanted to try a little bit of a different layout, something that had like a main focus of the paper going diagonal across the envelope, if that makes sense. You'll see. Um, I did have to edit quite a bit out on this one specifically just because I fiddled with it a lot, and you know, maybe I will get it exactly where I want it next time, but it came out okay. My main goal with this one though was to use some of the paper that I had first put down the center. That is a piece of paper from Cute Things from Japan order. It was what they used to wrap my order, and I thought the paper was really cute, and I wanted to use some of it because I don't think I've used very much of it at all. It definitely falls outside of the normal like colors that I'm comfortable with. I'm not like super into pink, but I would like to challenge myself to do more of that. It does remind me of springtime, even though we're getting into the summer and it is getting so hot. But yeah, this is my throwback to spring and wishing for cooler weather, which probably won't be happening anytime soon. How's the weather where you guys are? I know, like, here in Southern California, it seems to have gotten hotter quicker than it did last year. A lot of our temperatures are in the like low 80s, high 70s, and I know that doesn't sound hot to most people, but to me, it just feels really hot. The sun just feels so intense, and it just, uh, anything over like 70, and I'm like sweating. So when we were up in the mountains, the weather was just gorgeous. The first day was really cold because it had snowed overnight, but then the next couple days, like there was highs in the 40s and 50s, which felt really nice, and I acclimated quite quickly to that nice weather, and I'm really longing for it now. So with these kind of envelopes where I do a lot of heavy decoration, something that I do that you don't necessarily see on camera is I will put either packing tape or scotch tape down on top of them once I've like written the address and whatnot, to kind of protect the decorations. I know that things can get pretty beat up in the mail, and I know that some of the letters and stuff that I've received have gotten pretty beat up. So I make sure to tape stuff down. I don't necessarily tape the whole envelope, but I do tape specific parts that I think might be kind of iffy going through like the mail sorter and whatnot. There are times where I will do the non-machinable stamps so that they don't go through the machine. I'm always curious, like when the people who deliver, you know, the postmen and stuff, do they look at these letters and be like, oh my gosh, that's going to jam the postal, the sorting machine? I don't know. Like, do they cringe when they see decorated letters come through? through their workstations. I don't know how that all that works. I know that my specific post office gets kind of like, I don't know, kind of, I guess, uppity about the thickness of the letters. And I have done, like, lately, I've been really trying to make sure that everything is like evenly distributed and pretty flat. Um, I overheard the other day when I was in the post office that this woman, I think she was like sending out some sort of like wedding invitation or something, and apparently they had this like ribbon tied to the top of them, which made them uneven. And she thought, oh, I'm just gonna slap a stamp on this. And she was trying to, I guess, buy postage for all of the letters. She said there's like 70 of them or something. And I overheard her talking to the postal worker, and he was like telling her, no, it's going to cost like a couple dollars per letter to send these, and you can't just use a regular stamp because they'll jam the sorting machine and whatnot. And I'm just like, sigh, just sigh. I felt bad for her. Usually I try to avoid like having to like go in to pay postage. I try to make sure that I have enough stamps on hand so that I don't have to deal with that. I feel like the majority of the time my letters go through the the system smoothly. I've only had maybe a few letters come back because of not enough postage. And it was just quite random because I feel like, there have been times where I had sent letters that were obviously like thicker, and I put the same amount of postage, and I have a scale so I can measure and know exactly how much postage. But yeah, sometimes it seems a little random. I don't know. Do you guys have that same experience with the post office? All that being said, I do really appreciate all the people who work there, and I appreciate them getting our mail to us. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this amazing community without them. So this specific envelope was probably my favorite of all the bunch. Now, the last one, I am doing, I guess, kind of like a food themed. I have these stickers that one of my Instagram friends had sent me, and I wanted to use it. I hadn't used either one of those yet, and I really like them. So I wanted to use those, and then I had a few other stickers that were like food slash kitchen themed. So this one was one that I was kind of iffy with how it turned out. Again, it fell out of my comfort zone, and I did try a lot of things. Like, I really wanted to use that paper with the mom and the kids and the mom cooking. I thought that was really cute, but after I had placed the other sticker, there just wasn't enough room to put that on there and to have room for like the address and postage and whatnot. So I opted to do this smaller paper on the side, and I was going to cover it up with the spoon, and I believe I used the knife one as well. Those two stickers, which worked out pretty well. I think when I end up sending this envelope out, I will probably try to make a matching like pen pal folder that's food slash kitchen themed. It's a theme that I haven't really done a lot of, if any, and I think it would be fun. Just something a little bit different. I would really like to find a vintage like cookbook that has a lot of illustrations. I think that would be fun. I've seen a lot of people do like junk journals, kitchen slash cooking themes, and it always intrigues me. I'm not like a huge cook myself, but it looks like a fun theme to do. So, as we kind of like finish up this envelope, I just want to say thank you guys for coming back and hanging out with me. And I hope that you guys are enjoying my content. I know me personally, I love making content for you guys, and I hope that it brightens your day and, gives you a bit of entertainment. So this week I will try to be back streaming on Twitch. I'd like to start getting back on a regular schedule of like Thursday and Saturday afternoon. If I like commit to one of those, I will put that down in the description so you know when to catch me on there. I will be doing some travel journaling on Twitch, so hopefully you will come and hang out and watch me do that. So now that we're like at the end of the video, I just want to say, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I hope that you will be back for my next couple of videos this week. Bye.